Good morning, everybody. My name is Marc Davis. I'm with Simply Sharp. For those who don't know me, I am a professional shear sharpener. And for those who don't know what a shear is basically a fancy scissor. Shears are used by pet groomers and by hairstylists all across the world. And on occasion, they need to be sharpened. That's where I come in. So my friend Alex at Groom Box sent me, had his customers send me back the shears that he makes, and they're very nice, high quality shear. So I just got this in the mail for not cutting properly. So Alex wanted me to inspect them and find out what the problem is. So that's what we're here to do today. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give these a quick cleanup and inspection. Okay, let's take a look at these. Yeah, this side is a serrated side. Doesn't appear to be any nicks. One small little nick. Check this inside right line here. Okay, very good. So let's give these a test cut. Now almost everything will cut properly on dried toilet tissue, but what most shears, if they are not cutting right, they will not cut through wet toilet tissue. Let's see how these perform. So as you can see, they're tearing through but not slicing through like they should be. So we're going to see if we can take care of that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to disassemble these. We're going to check for the balance on them. And we're going to check the set. Because if the set is off, which can happen if you drop your shears and they drop just right, boing, it can throw the set off. It doesn't take much. If the set is off, the shears will fold here, and they just won't do the job. Okay, so let's take that. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's check this other side. Okay, the set is good. There's no problem with that. So it looks like they're just going to need to be sharpened and readjusted. So let's get these put on the wheel. Okay, guys, the first thing we're going to do is check the angle. This process sometimes takes a little bit of time, but it's an important step. But if you don't do this step, you can change the degree on a shear and really eat up a lot of metal, which you don't want to do. So this, get all that crap off there. So this is coming in at 45 degrees, which is a little unusual for a pet groomer shear. Very typical for a salon shear. Okay, so what I want to do is create a nice even burr. Take out that little nick that we found earlier. Okay, I think we got it. I'm just going to fine tune that burr. Very nice. Okay, let's go see if this cuts. Okay. Alright, so as you see, I just took them off the wheel. And now what we're going to do is reassemble these to see if they're performing the way they should be. So let's put these back together, okay? If you haven't ever reassembled one of these shears before, I'd recommend you not try it at home, because if you can really damage your shear by doing that. These are very delicate instruments. I noticed when this shear came in, it was a little tight. That's a little loose. Okay, here's a good way to tell if your shears are too tight or too loose. Well, for one thing, about the performance of the cut, but just as a dry stand view, here's what you do. So you don't want them to close all the way. See how they just catch? That might be a little loose. Right there. That's where you want it to catch on its own. That's where it's supposed to be. Okay, so now these are sharpened. Now, you noticed I did not sharpen the serrated edge. And the reason I did that is because as soon as you sharpen the serrated edge, it cuts the serrations right off. So then we don't have a serrated edge anymore, unless I can put a new one on. But that's a whole other process and extra expense. So now what we're going to do is just, we got these readjusted, so let's give them a little oil, and then we're going to do a test. Okay, we'll wipe off that excessive oil. Alright, so now you remember how when we tried to cut these on wet toilet tissue, it was mainly tearing the tissue. Now let's try them out this time. If you want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm taking a now this toilet tissue test, you can't use toilet paper that's thick and padded. It's just got to be the cheap I don't know how many plies, 1 or 2, just straight toilet paper. Alright, let's give this a try. Okay, we're getting a good cut. I'm going to adjust these a little bit tighter. And what we don't want is any pull at the end, so we can test that by... Alright, let's do another... Test these one more time. Nice and damp, and now let's see what happens. See the difference, guys? Slicing right through. No pull. No tear. That's the way we want them. So now these are ready to go. Not sure what the problem was before. Either maybe the pet groomer cut them on a dirty hair or dulled them, or there was a little nick in them. But regardless, they were pulling a little bit, so now they're not. So they're good to go, and I will, Alex, I'll get these shipped back to you, right, or actually to your groomer right away. Now, anybody has any questions, feel free to look up my website. My name is Marc Davis. I'm a professional shear sharpener. I also sharpen clipper blades, and my website is SimplySharpFlorida.com. And my email address is SimplySharpFlorida@gmail.com. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email, and I'll respond as soon as I get to it. Other than that, thanks for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later. And Alex, thanks so much. You got a nice set of shears here. Keep up the good work. Bye for now.